Can you explain the significance of Alan Shewmans' documenting of 175 people who lived after the declaration of death in 1998?
Yes, this was a very important paper. Dr. Shewman is a pediatric neurologist. He's retired now, but he was at UCLA Medical School. And the idea of brain death sort of rankled with him also early in his career. He was a proponent of brain death. And then he began thinking these things over and came to a different conclusion. And he has been the one who's done the lion's share of work exposing the lack of science behind this. So after the 1968 Harvard Committee declared comatose people could be redefined as dead, there was a sort of medical consensus that this was okay because, after all, they're very sick and they're going to die a cardiac death anyway very shortly. I mean, the idea was that probably within days to weeks, if you had a shutdown of your brain function, everything else would stop. So they sort of justified it based on the fact that this brain death idea was a bit of a prognosis, right, of death. You were going to die anyway. So Dr. Shewman in 1998 did a literature search and found 175 people who were correctly, according to every guideline, declared brain dead, but who did not die within weeks, days to weeks. These people, in fact, went on, some of them, to live for years. The longest living person from this case was a gentleman who had been declared brain dead after meningitis as a 3-year-old. He ultimately lived 20 years or more at home with his mother's care. It didn't take a hospital care to manage his situation. He grew like any little boy. He went through puberty like any little boy. He was certainly not dead. And so this really pulled the rug out from under the medical establishment, because they had thought that the brain was sort of the master integrator of the body, without which everything would quickly break down. And Dr. Shewman's case series proved this was not the case.
Excellent.